So I'm Julie Dodd. I am the Director of Digital Transformation and Communication at Parkinson's UK.
What brought you to Parkinson's UK?
I came to Parkinson's UK for a number of reasons. One of the first being that my father-in-law, Reg, has Parkinson's, and seeing how he handled that diagnosis was an interesting experience. I knew a bit about Parkinson's because my dad actually runs one of our local groups, so we talked about Parkinson's before, but actually the experience of seeing somebody go through that process from kind of diagnosis onwards taught me a lot more about it.
So your job title is a great job title. It's a very kind of long job title, but it's got lots of exciting words in it that mean exciting things. What is digital transformation and what does it mean for Parkinson's UK and its supporters?
Yeah, digital transformation is a bit of an odd, slightly silly phrase, and I think the thing that's relevant about it, it's all the transformation word is the interesting one in there. It's all about how technology can help us do more, in our case, for people affected by Parkinson's. Now that could be technology-based treatments, something obviously we're working on together.
Yeah.
So the emerging range of devices and apps that could help stabilise tremor, improve sleep, help with walking gait, encourage the right kinds of exercise, all of those things which don't have the side effects of the drugs. If those things turn out to be good enough, and that's what we're working on to try and see if we can work out if they are good enough, why wouldn't we want to help people use those things? Also, big question in digital transformation is about the role of data and how we can tap into what's called big data. So the huge amounts of clinical research data that's out there, all of the published papers, all of the studies that have been done, and look across that and see whether there's an answer to finding a cure in there that humans have missed. And we're pretty hopeful that the answer to that might be yes, and we might be able to get treatments sooner as a result of that.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
Good old technology.
Yeah.
What are your goals for Parkinson's UK? Did you have any sort of particular goals before you came in and have those changed? Or
goals for digital transformation here, I guess I had a few in mind. So big one is about transformation of our services. Now our advice services are brilliant. Like, it's amazing. 1,000 people every year using the helpline, seeing Parkinson's local advisors, being put in touch with Parkinson's nurses, reading our information, brilliant. But there's more people with Parkinson's who have questions than we are able to help at the moment with our current model. So one of the key goals I have in mind, and it's one of the things I'm still really focused on, is how we can scale what we do to be there for as many people as actually want it, rather than the number of people that we can currently squeeze in, which is where we're at the moment. And that I think is a really interesting and pressing challenge.
can you tell us about something you're working on now that you're kind of excited about?
Many things.
Or many things, if you
Many things I'm excited about. So I'm really excited about the devices and app stuff we're doing, but you'll talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about a partnership that we've just struck up with a company called Benevolent Bio, who are biotech company that run an artificial intelligence platform that specialises in looking for drug breakthroughs in clinical research data. So we're doing that in partnership with the Cure Parkinson's Trust and Benevolent Bio, and super excited about whether that might help us find new Parkinson's drugs. So yeah, that one is super exciting. I'm really also excited by the service transformation stuff. So we're just about to commission a piece of work looking at where best technology could help. So is it about virtual appointments for our local advisors, so they don't have to drive to you, or you don't have to have someone come into your home if that's not what you want? It's also about, actually just could we improve appointment booking? Could we do some sentiment analysis so that during an appointment it's making automatic recommendations for local services? That's super exciting. I'm also quite excited about great big data infrastructure project, but that's probably not very interesting to anyone else.
There's people out there that love that stuff.
Yeah,
You've
I'm
just
into
disappointed them by not talking about it. So what excites you most about the future of digital and technology in health? Are there any trends you're really keen to employ here? Or?
Yeah, so funnily enough, I was just chatting to somebody who works for a trends company about home care tech. So one of the things I'm most excited about, and it's for slightly selfish reasons, is that when I inevitably, as I get older, something will happen, my mobility will be reduced, there may be something that happens to me in my life. It could be soon, it could be in years to come. But at the moment, we're kind of the pattern of you reach a point where actually you need more support, and that support might mean you can't stay at home. That sucks for pretty much everybody. So the idea that I can live independently at home regardless of what happens to me in my life, I think is really exciting. So I guess in a snappier way, trend that I'm really excited about is home care technology, which is starting right now with sensor-based services that allow loved ones to see how you're getting on at home. But also I think people really fear robots, and I really love robots. And interestingly, had a conversation with Princess Anne. I don't normally hobnob with royals. At an event at the RSA, where she said she thinks the Queen would rather be looked after by a robot than by humans because they're more reliable. And I think there is something to be said about the fact that whilst it's not the same as a human being, would I rather not feel guilty about having somebody looking after me in my own home without feeling like I'm putting upon them? And I love my family, but not everyone has a great supportive family. Having somebody who's there for you to look after your emotional needs as well as your physical ones, and I just think there's a future that
then your family can get on with being your family,
quite, and you can live independently. And internet of things connectivity, it's like stupid fridges that order milk for you, great, but actually a whole series of connected devices in your home that make life easier feels like that's really promising for all of us.
Yeah, there's some really interesting stuff. I've seen some really interesting stuff around that, and just helping you to make smarter decisions. I think that's what I'm excited about, helping you to almost become superhuman at making decisions by seeing patterns in your medication that you can't see yourself. And I think that's where the future is for me. I kind of see that as being that's the thing I'm super excited about, that almost it lets you kind of hover above your own body and kind of see your day to day and see patterns, really.
I love that phrase, hover above your own body.
Not in a death way.
No, it completely is that. Because even in the little bits that we've got of it now, so my Fitbit, which I'm not wearing because it's out of battery today, but that sort of things, taking that to the next level and saying, if actually exercise is the best thing for me, telling me that this week I'm doing less than another week, that is helpful. And then if you combine that with, you could get a bit big brothery about it, but actually tracking what I'm doing versus my normal patterns, it's helpful, and it's not the sort of stuff that your normal human cognitive brain does for you.
No, it can't do, it's too complex.
Yeah. You seem to be feeling more miserable. Should we do something about that? Or, that kind of thing. Yeah. Intervening early without having to involve other humans in that feels pretty useful.